Selling trailer sales, saving the world, one great deal at a time.
Hi, I'm Darren Stanky with the Medicine News. Today for my question and answer segment, I will be talking with Tigers assistant coach Darren Kruger. Darren Kruger had a long and good playing career with the Swift Current Broncos before going over to Europe. He's also for the last about 5 years been an assistant coach with the Medicine Tigers, and he will be talking about his time as an assistant coach with the team. So here is Darren Kruger. Of course, you're assistant coach with the Tigers. Coolest part about your job of being an assistant coach with the Medicine Tigers?
Probably first and foremost is winning. Is always the coolest thing when you're in any type of coaching capacity. But I guess my expertise with the team here is really, I think keeping the guys loose. I'm more of a I like to be happy around the rink. I like to joke around. So it's really keeping the guys loose, having a good relationship with all the guys in the dressing room. To me, is important. To me, it's important being a good guy. There's a fine line there of being an assistant coach and a good guy. So I try to work both aspects of that. With the guys in the team. So
I was thinking, because I know you get to do some thankless roles. I guess what are some of the non-hockey related things you have to do with your job?
Well, I think first and foremost is probably the education part. You have to stay on top of that. We're very we got some good people that we work with, some volunteers that are able to cover that aspect of it. As far as the billeting, I play a part in that where we have to find beds for our players, and again I have a great person, Ali Sauer, that kind of helps me out with that area. So there's a few areas that you have to make sure you stay on top of, and when we bring in players, we have to make sure we have a bed for them. So there's a couple areas, but anything about this job is all good. So.
Cool. I was thinking, how did you end up joining the team as an assistant coach?
Well, the situation, I was in Kinnersley there, and at Christmas there back in it was 2004 or something like that, I think. And I had gotten released from my duties there in Kinnersley, and Willie had contacted me after Christmas and wanted me to come in and help with this power play. And so, it was a tough decision. It was a decision whether I didn't know if I wanted to go home and just take some time off and figure out what I wanted to do, and my wife understood that I really wanted to coach, and so she told me to take this opportunity, and it's worked out to be going on 5 years now, and we're residing here in Hat now, and we're very happy. So.
I was thinking, I know you dealt with Willie before coming to the Tigers. I guess where did your lives cross paths before coming to this team?
I think it was University of Calgary there after my junior career. I figured out what I wanted to do, and I know I wanted to go to Europe and play. The opportunity didn't come up, so I enrolled to University of Calgary, where Willie was the head coach, and played for him for a year. So that's kind of where we crossed paths, and then ended up just developing a long-term relationship with Willie. So
I guess also too, you had a pretty good playing career, but what do you enjoy more, playing hockey or coaching it?
Well, I guess coaching now, but playing the days is always fun. I don't regret anything I did with my career. Situation where when my brother died, Scotty, I know we had talked about going to Europe together, and after that accident, for me, after my junior career in the University of Calgary for a year, I was able to make that dream come true and going over to Europe, and then spent 10 years over there. So playing was great, coaching is great too, and just hoping I can give back what the game gave to me. I'm just hoping to give some of that back.
So from when you played, what was the most memorable moment in your playing days?
Well, probably winning the World Cup. Having to play a big part in the winning goal there with my pass in front of the net, so that was probably it.
Yeah. I remember you saying once that Memorial Cup one was emotional because you had saying I felt like you and Scott were in some ways doing that together, and I guess can you put that in words what that was like?
Yeah, no, I think just for everybody in general, not only for the organization, so for the Broncos, but I think with the town itself and its community, it was kind of like somewhat of a closure, I guess, for everything that town had gone through. Eluding past the bus accident, and it took some while there, but we were blessed with a very good hockey team, and for a lot of us, it put a sense of closure to that chapter in everybody's life. So.
Yeah, no, still hearing that story, I do know even in meter circles and sometimes the public, there's almost a feeling let's forget about the 88-89 Swift Current Broncos because Graham James was the coach. I'm just wondering, how do you guys deal with that sometimes? How do you guys deal with that?
Well, I think sometimes you always have to remember what happened back then. It's easy to forget, but for me, it's always, you have to reflect on the memories, because for me, it's probably a little more special emotionally what happened in 1989. As a team, whatever happened occurred back then. You can sit back and think now, we played for ourselves. We knew we had something special there. And, for us, it was just a great opportunity, a great year for us to do something a lot of teams aren't able to do, and we're able to focus on it. So.
Just kind of going on to memories of other playoff runs. I guess what was it like to be part of the Tigers coaching staff during the 2007 WHL championship run?
Well, I think it was, again, a situation where I've been there as a player, and to get there as a coach is very exciting. A lot of teams don't get to that point in their career, either do coaches. So for me, it was very exciting. Again, it was a lot of similarities with that team we had back then. And it was just very exciting. And, even though we came up short, I thought it was a fantastic year.
I was thinking, what were your favorite memories of the guys that were on that team?
Oh, I think just watching Chris Russell skate. It's always exciting as a coach, and just with the leadership in Derek Dorsett and Dave Schlemko, and just with the leadership role we had, and watching the guys that we had, we just had such a great chemistry of skill and speed and the physical presence, and we had great goaltending. So we just had all the elements, a winning team has. And when you compare it to NHL teams that win, you're definitely in that realm of a lot of what you need to win. So.
Yes, those guys also said you had the best pregame and intermission speeches. What did you say to those guys during those moments?
I don't know. To me, it's just I tend to be a little vocal, and a lot of times the words aren't what they're supposed to be. So I was very emotional when I was a player too, and I was always one that spoke up. And if guys weren't working hard enough for getting the job done, I made sure they made a point of letting know who was not doing their job. So. That's just me. I'm a black and white. I'll tell it how it is, and a lot of times it doesn't go over certain guys, but I think they appreciate my honesty. I think they think they respect me in that I know the game and what it takes to win, and so sometimes it just needs to be told the way it's supposed to be told. So.
I guess also too, I was thinking, because you've been here, Clifton's been here, and Willie has been here for a long time. You've both been intact for a long time. I guess how special has that been?
I think it's been really good. I think, with the three of us and joining Sean and Willie, I think it's been a great relationship in the past, for me, 5 years. I mean, with them, it's obviously been longer, but, it's a situation where we don't always agree on everything. I think, that's important. You always can't. And when you don't agree, then you always have to reason yourself why. We'd like to do things different, but, Willie's such a great leader for our hockey club, and just sit there and listen and look at him and learn from him. And Sean is, in his own right, a very good hockey coach. So for me to have the opportunity to work with both these guys and learn every day and how to become better, that's what I strive to do. So.
And I guess, as for your future, what are your goals with this profession? Kind of what are your goals with this profession?
Well, I think my goal is always to win a Memorial Cup, especially with this organization. I've only come close once, but a situation where I just want to continue in helping our players develop both, on and off the ice. Not only good hockey players, but in the tournament to good people, and making sure they're making right decisions, whether it's in regards to hockey or life in general. So I want to get back to Warrior 2007 Memorial Cup, and it's going to come with a lot of work, but that's my goal.
Perfect. Thanks for taking the time to do this.